In this video, you and I are going to check some common mistakes people make and that are holding their Spanish back. I'm also going to teach you and give you some tips of how to fix these mistakes. So, what are those infamous mistakes that are hurting your Spanish? Let's start with number one. The first mistake is misusing articles. Un, una, unos, el, la, las, right? Check this example. Soy una maestra. What's wrong with that? It sounds good. I'm a teacher, right? In Spanish, we don't say un or una when talking about profession. There is no such thing as soy una maestra. I know, I have eyes. I can see that it's just one person, right? We don't say una unless we are describing the type of worker a person is. For example, Luis es un doctor muy amable. Luis is a very kind doctor. That's the only case where you can use an article before a profession, okay? Check example number 2. Lunes estoy ocupada. On Mondays, I'm busy. Can you spot the mistake? Yes, in Spanish, days of the week always work with articles. Los lunes estoy ocupada. In Spanish, we love our articles. We're crazy about them. Sometimes it's easier to learn when not to use these words. Let's go to mistake number 2. Talking about likes and dislikes, or what I like to call the me gusta, me gustan, me gustas nightmare. Check these examples. Me gusta los perros. Example number 2. Me gusta bailar y correr. I like dogs, I like dancing and running. What a lie. Anyway, can you tell me what's wrong with these sentences? Yes, in this case, we say me gustan los perros. In this other case, me gusta bailar y correr. That's correct. Perfect. So don't try to argue with Gustar. Gustar does whatever it wants. And what it wants is for you to conjugate based on the activity or thing you like doing. For example, los perros, that's plural, that's a group, which means that Gustar wants you to conjugate in plural form. Bailar and correr, I know what you're going to say, that's 2 activities. That's plural. Doesn't work that way. In Spanish, infinitives is considered singular. So you're going to use me gusta. Me gusta bailar, correr y comer. That's 3. And I'm still using singular, okay? Let's go with mistake number 3. The false friends. You cannot trust these guys. In English and Spanish, there are many words that are very similar, right? Information becomes información. Normal becomes normal, right? And everybody's like, yes, we know so many words. But Spanish is like, you know what? You have to start learning some words. That's when mistakes happen. Check these 3. Constipado. Based on this French rule, what do you think constipado means? Yeah, right? Wrong. In Spanish, constipado doesn't refer to your belly. It refers to your nose when you have the cold. What about actual? Actual in Spanish means in this moment, right now. We don't use it to say real, okay? What about embarazado? And I love this one because it's funny. I'm sorry, but it is. What about embarazado? Embarazado means that someone is going to have a baby. I bet you're going to be avergonzado if you use embarazado incorrectly. So my rule here is use it, don't abuse it. Don't trust words that look similar. Sometimes they are going to be helpful, But in other cases, Spanish is going to be like, cut it out. The next mistake, negative structures. Check these examples. Tengo nada, I have nothing. Or, conozco a nadie, I don't know anyone, right? So, what's wrong with these ones? Can you tell the mistake? In Spanish, we have to place no in certain occasions. Check these sentences again. Over here, I have negative words, nada and nadie, and they are placed after the verb. When I have that situation, a negative word placed after the verb, I have to use no at the beginning. No tengo nada, okay? Or no conozco a nadie. This is what we call double negatives. I know what you're going to say. Hey, Daniela, negative and negative equals positive. That doesn't make any sense. Let me tell you something. This is Spanish. This is not math. So, no tiene nada que ver. You see, it's quite simple. Let's go with mistake number 5. Mixing ser and estar. And I bet you probably know this one. When we mix ser and estar, two things can happen. Number 1, our Spanish sounds a little bit broken. Or number 2, and this one is a little bit concerning, we change the meaning of the sentence. Check these examples. Soy listo or estoy listo. Can you tell the difference? Soy listo means I'm clever, I'm smart, okay? Estoy listo means I'm ready, let's do this. Big difference, right? The key with ser and estar is that ser refers to permanent traits, things that are related to your identity, your nationality, your profession, your personality, or your physical traits. Estar refers to temporary traits, conditions or states that are going to change. Right now, I'm ready, but if you make me wait, I might not be ready anymore. Let's go with mistake number 6. Adjective, agreement, and position. And this one, as basic as it sounds, is pretty common. Check this example. La película es aburrido. The movie is boring. Can you tell what the mistake here is? Correct. In Spanish, adjectives behave like nouns. This means that if I have a feminine noun, my adjective has to be feminine. If my noun is singular, the adjective is going to do the same, okay? Check example number 2. El negro zapato. The black shoe. That makes sense, right? That's it. El negro zapato. Okay, Shakespeare, tell me more about the black shoe. In Spanish, descriptive adjectives, the adjectives that you use to describe things, are usually placed after the noun. El zapato negro, okay? There are going to be some occasions where these words have to be placed before the noun. I'm going to leave you a link on the description so you can learn more about the position of adjectives. Let's go with number 7, confusing adverbs and adjectives. Check this example. La película es tanto aburrida. The movie is so boring. Tengo tan trabajo. I have so much work. Can you tell what the mistake here is? Yeah? In Spanish, adverbs are used to intensify qualities, to intensify what other adjective or other adverb is saying. In this case, aburrida is a quality of this sad movie. So in this case, we say tan aburrida. Tan is an adverb and is helping you intensify this quality. Okay, what about trabajo? Is trabajo a quality? No, trabajo is not a quality. Trabajo is a noun, which means that you cannot use adverbs to describe it. Instead, you're going to use adjectives. Tengo tanto trabajo. Adjectives, as a rule, are used to describe things, people, places. For example, mi camisa es morada. Adverbs are going to be used to describe actions or intensify what an adjective or another adverb is expressing. For example, la comida estuvo muy rica. Tan, tanto, muy, mucho, bien, bueno are examples of adverbs and adjectives that are usually mixed. I have some videos in the channel so you can learn more about those words. So the next mistake, and you probably know this one, confusing preterite with imperfect, the evil past tenses. I know. Check these examples. Fue la una cuando llegué. It was one when I arrived. Mi escuela estuvo aquí. My school was here. Hacía muchas cosas ayer. I did a lot of things yesterday. Take your time and check these examples again. Can you spot the mistakes? Okay, as a rule of thumb, I know, like, this is all past. Like, what's wrong with it? Nothing. It's past, right? No, in Spanish we have two past tenses. Well, more, but we're just focusing on these two for now. And these past tenses are going to be used to express different things. Here, over here, in this beautiful artwork, you have a timeline on the past, right? So we use the preterite to talk about specific moments in the past. We use this tense to talk about actions that we know are finished, and sometimes we even know when they started or when they ended. On the other hand, the imperfect tense is going to be used to talk about ongoing actions, actions that took place for a long period of time, or we just simply don't know when they started or when they ended. This means you're going to use this tense to talk about descriptions, routines, habits, okay? So now that you know the rule, help me check these sentences. Fue la una cuando llegué. This is not correct. We say era la una cuando llegué. We use the imperfect tense to tell time in the past because this is a description, okay? What about mi escuela estuvo aquí? My school was here. Really? When? For how long? When did it go? We cannot use the preterite to express the location of things in the past, okay? We're going to use estaba. Mi escuela estaba aquí. Because I'm just describing how things used to be. What about hacía muchas cosas ayer? And I want you to check ayer. Ayer is a very precise moment in time, which means that it's going to trigger the preterite, okay? So I cannot say hacía muchas cosas ayer, but I can say hice muchas cosas ayer. If you're struggling with this topic, subscribe to the channel because I'm going to be uploading a video where I explain the difference between these two bullies, okay? Speaking of bullies, confusing por en para. Check this example. Aprendo español para hablar con mis amigos. I learn Spanish to speak with my friends. The next one. Gracias por ayudarme. Thank you for helping me. When it comes to por en para, I'm going to ask you, do not rely on translation. Translation is not going to help you here. But what is going to help you is understanding that para is used to talk about goals. For example, here I am learning Spanish and I want to learn Spanish to get to this point. Okay? This is my goal. And what's that goal? speaking with my friends, talk to my friends. Aprendo español para hablar con mis amigos. What about por? Okay? Por is going to relate to the cause, the reason why we do something. For example, gracias por ayudarme. So, what's the reason this person is thanking me? Because I helped them. Gracias por ayudarme. Again, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, do it now because I'm going to upload a video about por and para exclusively. Okay, let's go to the last mistake. And I know a lot of teachers are not going to agree with me on this one, but I believe that beginners and also intermediate learners need to use the subjunctive. I believe that not using the subjunctive mood is a mistake that you cannot make. Check these examples. Que tienes un buen día. The second one. Que la pasas bien hoy. In Spanish, we don't say this. We say que tengas un buen día. Have a good day. Que la pases bien hoy. This is another way to say have a good day today. And I know the subjunctive mood can be so challenging and it can seem so intimidating. But guess what? I'm not asking you to learn all the rules and all the complicated uses. I mean, it's not that complicated. It's just a name. But I'm asking you to learn the common situations, the real life scenarios where you can apply the subjunctive, such as wishing someone to have a good day, wishing someone a happy birthday, okay? So the key here is wishes. Every time you want to wish something to someone, you need to use the subjunctive. So it's better that you start getting familiar with this mood before it takes you by surprise. Okay, so now that you know these common mistakes, this is your quiz for today. I'm going to leave you some incorrect sentences using these mistakes, and your job is to fix them, okay? So, ready? These are the sentences. You can pause the video, take your time, and leave your answers in the comments. I'm going to give you feedback if you need it. So before we finish this video, I want to invite you to my Spanish Immersion channel where you can check this lesson. That way you get to practice a little bit more your listening and comprehension. And I also encourage you to start paying attention to the mistakes that you're making in Spanish, just like these ones, and start avoiding them, okay? Mistakes are great to improve, so don't feel bad about them. Anyway, I hope you liked this video, and if you did, it would really help me if you can hit the like button. I hope to see you soon. Adios!